Welcome back to the table. I'm Kim Ganassin, and this is 3D to 5D methods part 1, and we're going to go right into how to take your little self in your dear three-dimensional body and develop 5D consciousness right from within yourself. Remember that development of consciousness is not a ride up the escalator. It's not a linear trip. It's not a trip through any kind of hierarchy. What it is it's you at the center of all of your endeavors, including this one, and it's an expansion of yourself from right where you are. It's a blessed and beautiful thing. Thank you for being here. Let's roll forward with this. Okay. Remember that you're three-dimensional. Feel your body. Feel your body. I'm going to assume, as I stretch here in front of you a little bit, that perhaps you've done some body-centered meditation. We won't back up the lessons too far, okay? Remember how to do your body-centered meditation. Let's go from there. Body-centered meditation is all about feeling and not about conceptualizing. So what we're going to do first is we're going to imagine that our skull, which houses the brain, is a giant sauna house. Okay? Imagine that within your head is a hot tub of salt water. And it's not too hot, it's not bubbling, it's just really warm and comfortable. And your dear little brain is sitting in the water, chilling out. So comfy, so relaxed. The brain is taking a vacation, and we're just going to let it. Let the brain sit in the bath and do nothing. And while the cat's away, we're going to play. Okay? Good night, brain. Now, I want you to practice this at home. We're going to go through it fairly quickly here, but I want you to do this again and again at home in your sweet time, your way. Okay? Now, remember the dimensions. 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. We're going to bring the dimensions from outside of ourselves because they exist in space, and we're going to recognize them within the body. Okay? 3 dimensions outside the body, 3 dimensions within the body. Okay? 3 dimensions outside of the body is observable lots of different ways. 3 dimensions inside of the body are to be felt. They're not to be conceptualized. The brain is asleep, okay, in a nice warm bath. The dimensions within the body are meant to be experienced physically, and that means a feeling. Okay, let's take our one-dimensional line, turn it up this way so that it's vertical, and we'll find it inside of ourselves as the spine. The spine is our vertical, internal, central line going all the way from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top. Let's connect with each and every one of the vertebrae as they stack up to create the spinal column. And within the spinal column, connect to the spinal cord. The spinal cord is this amazing river of electrical flow and a river of consciousness. Your consciousness. Connect with that consciousness. And now, as you feel the spinal cord at about heart level, imagine that the spinal cord branches out in two directions, down the arms, through the elbow joints, through the wrists, through the palms, and all the way to the very end of your fingertips. Feel your consciousness within the spinal cord extend outwards through both arms at the same time. Not one and then the other, but simultaneously find your horizontal line moving in both directions. Okay? This is your second dimension. Now your 2 dimensions. Imagine that the 2 dimensions, the vertical in the spine and the horizontal through the arms, allow yourself to experience your consciousness in both of those dimensions at the same time. Do not break them up into pieces. Allow them to become one within yourself. Okay? Now you can rest your arms if you'd like, but keep your consciousness extended in the second dimension. Okay? Go ahead. Consciousness is still moving in all directions. And now we're going to find our internal 3rd dimension in a very specific way. Okay? So go back to your connection to the spinal column. Okay? Get in contact with the frontal surface of each and every vertebra. The frontal surface. All the way down, all the way up. Feel the singularity of the spine. Allow the spine to be one thing. Allow the spinal cord to be a singular river of consciousness. Okay? Now, as you've connected with the frontal surface of the spinal column, when you're ready, allow your consciousness to wrap around to the sides of the spinal column. Okay? All the way down, each and every vertebrae, all the way up. Experience the perspective of the sides of your vertebrae. Okay? And now when you're ready, allow your consciousness to wrap around to the back side of the spine. Okay? The back surface of all of the vertebrae, all the way down and all the way up. The spinal cord is within the column, and if you listen closely, if you feel with your most sensitive feelings, you can feel the flow of energy, the flow of electricity up and down the spinal cord. And now, focus hard. Feel your consciousness wrapped around all the sides of your spinal column, top to bottom. Your beautiful vertical line is wrapped in your awareness and consciousness, receiving your focus, while at the same time you are experiencing the extension of your second dimension, your horizontal line. You're fully conscious through the arms, and you're also fully conscious down the legs, in your feet, as your feet touch the floor. And in your consciousness of all of these dimensions, allow them all to be one sensory experience. Breathe and feel yourself as one thing, one consciousness in 3 dimensions. And now when you're ready, as your consciousness is extended in all directions, your mind is relaxed, your nervous system energized and sensitized, take it one step further. Push your consciousness 1 inch outside of your skin in all dimensions. Allow yourself to expand outside of your skin. And now, take a breath and recognize yourself as 3-dimensional inside the body and 3-dimensional outside of the body. Have you made it to the 4th dimension? Do you feel yourself approaching a different level of consciousness? Relax. And that is your exercise. Repeat this at your leisure, in your own sweet time. Find your reality in this. Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure. Leave your comments. I'll see you next time. Take care.